I'm here to pick up a pizza and wings for Tiger Talk.
And you should be getting pizza and wings every time you watch Tiger Talk from Krause's Pizza. Just call Krause's Pizza. Mention our name Tiger Talk. And if you collect 10 box tops, they'll give you $1 off their pizza when you mention Tiger Talk. Where are we getting pizza?
Krause's Pizza.
Haha, Tiger Talk. What's the best wings?
Krause's Wings.
Krause's Wings. Best wings?
Krause's Wings.
Wing it up, boys. Wing it up. Even Krause's is all the way Tigers. It should say all the way Tiger Talk. Welcome to Tiger Talk, episode 14, the playoff edition. Last week we handled Canal Winchester. This week we take on Big Walnut. Becca, was there any big news this week at the Canal Winchester game? I forget.
Did Wiltrell break a record?
Wiltrell did break a record, yeah. 11 100-yard games in a row.
Yeah, number 4. That's number 4 in case you don't know. Yeah.
Yes, that was very exciting. I was the one that broke the news to him last week on the show that he was in contention for.
That's so true. That's so true. And then I think Coach Moore got 81 wins or something.
Yes, congratulations, Coach. You got a game ball, you got a banner, you got a tribute video, and I heard you went to the Booster Club and you said, look, I want that every week now because every win is a record. So are they going to follow your lead and do that for you each week?
No, I don't think so. We're just going to keep one foot in front of the other and all eyes squarely upon Sunbury Big Walnut.
Let's hear from the players what they thought of the excitement of winning that 81st game for their coach.
I'll go first. Actually, it was a pretty cool experience because you don't really get to experience something like that. I mean, Paul Brown is like a legend in Massillon, and Coach Moore broke the record. So, I mean, it's just pretty cool to be a part of something like that.
Piggybacking off of Marcus, it was a really cool experience and kind of an honor because 81 wins is a big accomplishment in, 8 years?
8 years.
It's crazy.
I thought it was cool because it was in Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, and they had this amazing picture of Paul Brown in the background. So I don't know if you could see it on the TV, but I thought it was just super cool, and it was kind of cool too. Another thing that's cool is that Paul Brown's family, obviously they're the Cincinnati Bengals, they called Nate's dad down in Cincinnati and sent their congratulations, and they were excited for him, and I thought that's pretty cool. Nate had won an award, so we had been introduced to the family before. He won NFL. He was their NFL high school coach of the year down at the Bengals when we were at LaSalle. So we had a dinner with them or whatever, and it would be Paul Brown's granddaughter, right? Because his granddaughter runs
granddaughter.
Yeah, runs it, but she's super smart and she's running that show and she's pretty awesome. So it was kind of cool. Yeah.
That's great. Let's introduce our two players because I realized I asked them a question before they introduced themselves.
Yeah. So your name, number, and task.
Sam Snodgrass, number 53, and task unit major.
Marcus Moore, I'm a senior, number 52, and task unit Simon.
Ooh, 52, 53. We've never had numbers back to back.
First
I
time
love
everything.
it. Yeah. So I want to talk about the WHBC All-County Awards. Coach, tell us what that experience is like. I saw online that you had to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Explain what that award is, what you did, and who on the team got it.
Well, it's really the meeting that I look forward to the least every year. Out of lots of things that I had to do that I don't look forward to. That's probably when I look forward to the least. Reason being is there's always players that we have that I feel strongly should be on the all-county team. And we never seem to get all the kids that deserve it on the team. Why that is, I'll leave that to everybody's imagination. But go every year and do everything we can to get our kids on that team, and failed to do so. Once again, prime example, to my right, Sam Snodgrass deserved to be on that team, and he's not. So and we probably.
Well, how do you get on the team?
Well, it's a coach's vote. The first step is that all the individual head coaches in the county nominate players. They collect the nominations, and then we show up to this meeting, and everybody talks about their kids, and then we vote. We don't watch film of the kids. It's not a situation where everybody's seen everybody play live. So the validity of the vote, I think, is very, very questionable by itself. Yeah, especially for me. I mean, I've seen, the McKinley kids play. I've seen the Glen Oak kids play, and I've seen, because of the playoffs, the Perry kids play. That's 3 out of, 15 schools in the county, something like that. I don't feel like I should have the ability to even vote based off of that. I think you should have to see all the kids play. It should come down to film. But that's not how it is, so we roll with it.
So who's on?
So all the coaches vote. I guess maybe I didn't answer your
Right.
question. So all the coaches that vote on the nominees, and then you come up with the all-county team.
And Marcus Moore was one of the ones who got it, right?
Yes.
Marcus did get it, very deserving.
There were 7, right?
There's 7 kids, yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
You'll have to go to Twitter to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I thought was strange is anymore there isn't a lot of local media coverage, so that makes it even harder to know who anyone is. I mean, I actually could not find an article about the McKinley game, and I know we're here to talk about Massillon, but I always like to keep an eye on people, and I don't ever remember not being able to find out what happened, so I have no idea what happened in the
Yeah.
McKinley game.
Oh,
But,
in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we're going to discuss that, but it's just weird. There is no local coverage.
There's
Why you got Tiger Talk?
there's a lot of aspects of our own local media that is very lacking, especially when it comes to proper and fair coverage of the Massillon Tigers. So I would suggest going to Stark Media and checking out the scores on Stark Media. I think they do a pretty nice job of getting those posted in a timely manner.
Actually, they also, if you look, I have it on my computer, they made like a bracket. So me and some of the other people at work, like we have our little bracket going so we can see where people are going and stuff like that. So I don't know if you knew that, but they do.
Yeah, we're
I have
big
practice.
fans of Stark Media, and I gotta get TJ because next year I want to write. I think we need to start a blog, and I could cover the Tigers. I mean, you got a writer here. I mean,
Yeah.
hire me.
Oh, you're trying
But
to get but you, just so you know, you can't get Krause's pizza in Florida.
Well, no, but I mean, I can take it home with me. I mean,
Yeah.
we could have something. So let's talk about the Canal Winchester game. Let's have the players talk about what they felt of the game, how they did, and what they think looking back before we move on to Big Walnut.
Well, I'll start on the defensive side. Well, Sam can talk about the offense, but on the defense, I think we played a really, really good game. For a whole front 7, it wasn't like one person had a million tackles, another one didn't. Everybody had about equal amount of tackles. We held them to about 60 yards, rushing yards.
I think it was under 80 total yards
and 3 passing yards.
Wow.
and 4 first downs
So yeah, I think
for the
that's just
game.
dominating game right there for the defensive side.
From the offensive side, I think the offensive line had a really good game. We dominated up front, put him in the meat grinder, as Coach Moore likes to say. And then we threw the ball really well, too. And then, obviously, Trail breaking that rushing record was a big part of it, too.
So I was on the sidelines with Dr. Seth, and we were like, every time we scored, we were like, go for 2, go for 2. Like we were doing the
Dr.
2.
Seth from where?
Well, it's not Spectrum Orthopedics anymore, so it's Ortho United, I think. So he's one of the doctors that was with Spectrum.
You better figure that out.
Yeah, it's Ortho United. Well, they just joined forces. I saw like a commercial up. I'm like paying attention.
Okay. Spectrum.
Spectrum. It's not Spectrum anymore. But anyway, so we're saying go for 2. And this is really funny. So Sam like had something wrong with his brace and he's like running out of the game. And we're like, go for 2, go for 2. He's like, we're going for 2, like fix my brace. And Coach Mazur's like, we're not going for 2, we're doing a field goal. So we were causing confusion on the sidelines. It was awesome. Go for 2.
Yeah, you guys are gonna find yourselves up in the box.
It was fun though. Like, I mean, for me, just being down there, it's like a relief to win that, but to win that game. But I actually thought playing them, I thought the team we played actually played hard, but I thought they were super respectful. They were helping each other up after the plays. They weren't like, they knew they were losing. They weren't like, to me, they weren't like giving jabs or being inappropriate. So I like good, clean games like that, because you don't want people to get hurt just because you're being.
I agree, and that was actually my note. I wanted to ask Coach about scheduling them. I mean, I think they were so respectful, and I think it would be good for that team because I feel like every year they are either on the cusp of making the playoffs or making it. It would be a good jump for them to put us on the schedule. I mean, it's unlikely, but any chance of us playing them?
Say doubtful.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem that we have with scheduling is just the leagues that most teams are in. We're independent, so we have a lot of open dates in what to most teams would be odd places. We have 2 open dates for next year, kind of in the meat of the schedule, and that's not a team that we would look to open up with week 1 or
Right.
even put in week 3 or something like that. I mean, so
So the answer
I
is no.
would say that's pretty doubtful.
So the answer is
Well,
no.
I figured.
But
probably
I
from your
appreciate
spot.
your concern for Canal Winchester and your desire to try to help them
That's
out.
just because you have family there.
That's in-laws. In-laws isn't family, is it? No, I just really like that they were respectful, and I felt like the last couple weeks, that hasn't been the way, and so
Definitely hasn't.
I just like that when we come across the team, and I feel like you got to go outside this area to sort of get that kind of respect.
Yeah, sometimes.
Really.
It's unfortunate.
So we're getting ready to play Big Walnut. We played them last year. So you remember did we play them in Mansfield last year too?
Yep.
So what do you think what do they look like? Do they look like the same team from last year? What do you see? What's the difference?
I honestly think their skill players are way better than last year's skill players. They got some really good skill players. Line might be undersized on the offense and defensive side, but I think it honestly starts up front, both sides. I know their left tackle, I went against him last year. He's a number 78, I think. He was pretty strong, I'm not going to lie. He is definitely a pretty strong player.
So
Basically what you said. I think their skill players are a lot better, and up front they're a little undersized. They graduated a lot of guys, but be a good game.
yeah. So what do you have to do?
Play like we do every other game. Dominate the front.
Put them in the meat grinders.
Yeah, and do your job. Do your job, right?
Yep.
Isn't that what you tell them? Just do your job. Read your keys, right? Yeah.
It's a small world.
Coach, what can you tell us about Big Walnut?
I mean, that was a pretty good summary. I think they're very good at skill positions. I like their quarterback. He's a returner from last year. He was a sophomore last year when we played him.
Oh, yeah.
They've got an excellent running back, a big, thick, run behind your pads, power back. Who's a junior, really good player. Number 2 is a receiver and safety to look out for. He's a really good player. I think he was injured last year when we played him. But he's excellent. And then they've got 2 really good looking inside linebackers, number 9 and number 10, both really good sized kids. One's I think 6'4", 220. The other one's 6'2", 210. I think 10's got a lot of college interest. So they've definitely got some players to look out for.
And I mean, I was thinking about how crazy the playoffs are, I guess, when you finish number one, because obviously we're not getting the top competition for a while. So it's like a slow climb. But to me, this is really when the playoffs are kicking in. Everyone who's left is a decent team. I'm expecting good games from here on out. Is that how you sort of see it from here, getting harder each week?
Yeah, this team's 10-2, and you know you're not 10-2 by accident. They've got 2 losses in their league, but you know to put that up with 10 wins, so they're a good team. They're seasoned. They've got you know a good crop of really talented, skilled players. You know I think we're gonna have to be at our best.
And I know that we will be, and we're at our playoff home stadium, which is Mansfield.
They don't know how to spell tiger. It drives me crazy.
But I love that stadium. I'm jealous you guys are going. You're probably going to go to the Amish door. Are you going to the Amish door?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely going to the Amish.
Why wouldn't we go to the Amish store, Scott?
And you're going to get pizza. You get Krause's tonight, because we are, of course, sponsored by Krause's.
But we get
thank them.
pies. We're gonna get pies too.
We're gonna have a wonderful meal at the Amish store. They take great care of us. We go there every chance we get. I think the guys really like. Is that true?
What's your favorite thing that
Marcus
you
and
get there?
Sam, what pie are you getting?
Yeah.
I'll probably get a chocolate pie.
Yep, I want a chocolate.
Good choice,
pie.
good choice.
Same as him, I'm on the chocolate.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
that's
then
my favorite.
and then for the trip home, it'll be some John George's double trouble subs.
Oh, yeah. They're so bizarre. When they get on the bus, they're like, "Who got double trouble?" And they're like, "Woo!"
There's not a lot that gets us excited as a double trouble
Oh,
sub from
my
John
word.
George's on
It's
West
so
Side of
ridiculous.
Massillon.
It's so ridiculous.
Scott, these guys
You
get
know,
fired up for
those
those
subs
subs.
are amazing. You are 100% correct.
And it's got to be the double trouble.
Do you know what
Yeah,
double
no plain
trouble
Jane.
is? Do you know what double
No,
trouble?
what's the tell
Yeah,
us what the double
Tell
trouble
them what the
is.
double trouble is.
I mean, the double trouble is the it's the flagship sub of
What's on
the
it?
great American deli inside of John George's on the west side of Massillon. It's basically an Italian style sub, but made in the way that only John George's on the west side of Massillon can make it.
No plain Jane.
No plain Jane.
You know, every once in a while you get a guy that wants one of those plain Jane turkey subs, and I just don't
They
understand.
boo
that.
them on the bus.
I just don't
They
understand
boo
that.
them.
Real men,
They boo them.
Scott, real men go for the double trouble
And
at John George's.
I'm not kidding. Everyone gets on the bus and they're like, "What'd you get?" He's like, "Double trouble," and all the guys are like, "Woo!" And then if a kid gets on the bus and he's like, "Well, I just got the turkey and cheese," everyone's like, "Boo!"
There's a turkey sub is horrible. Turkey's the worst meat. I don't even like it for Thanksgiving. I don't understand how turkey got mixed in. You gotta have the Italian. I totally agree.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
So we'll be
That's-
excited for that. It's the
So-
little things in life, Scott.
Right. Well, I understand. It's all based around food, and then also there'll be some football. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Now, Marcus won. I'm glad he's on the show because I got a bone to pick with him.
Uh-oh.
You're in some trouble here,
Oh.
Marcus.
Double trouble.
You won the hype song of the year with trophies.
Yep.
But in the Beat McKinley parade, you're going down the street. You weren't playing trophies. And believe me, I noticed. I heard it, and I thought you should have been playing trophies. That would have been a nice connection with Tiger Talk.
Yeah, my cousin Ellery was on the ox and he was playing. I had a tiger the whole way down. So I think that's better than trophies. That might be better
Well,
than trophies.
good thing you didn't pick it, or you wouldn't have won that cross. Sam, you know, your pick won't count, but everyone who comes on gets to say what their hype song is, and you know, maybe since you're a junior next year, you'll be playing it because I'll be listening.
Yeah.
What is your hype song before you get ready to play a football game? What song do you want to hear?
Probably Rico by Drake.
Oh, you like
Oh.
Drake?
Drake is the one I like.
He didn't say Lil Wayne. I'm a little
But
bit
luckily,
disappointed.
I don't have to listen to it
Lil Wayne.
because the contest is over. So, do we have anything else to cover? Did we?
Well, who were our players of the week last week?
Scouts.
Scout players of the week. Do you
Oh,
remember?
scout player one was DJ Zimmerman.
Okay.
And the other one was
He's a sophomore.
yeah, he's a
Logan?
sophomore. Yeah, the other one was Logan
Allman.
Allman,
yeah,
he's a
He was
freshman.
he was making some crazy plays at practice,
Yeah.
one-handed grabs and everything.
Yeah, he's a good kid. I'm really excited because Coach Moore gave the opportunity for some freshmen to move up, and with the Greg Corsell was the head coach, and he recommended some people. So it's actually been really good for them because here's what I've learned. So the freshmen have enjoyed learning from these guys playing scout players. So I've asked them like how it's going. Blah, blah. What I love about that he's moved them up is they're instilling in them that they want to work harder because they don't want to stand on the sidelines next year because it's too cold and it hurts their back and feet. So I love that because I love hearing that and they're enjoying practice, which who enjoys practice, but they're learning, and I think that's how you keep instilling and building a legacy. And if you haven't gone and checked out, some of the former players from Massillon Tiger, the alumni. I enjoyed hearing what they had to say about Coach Moore and just how it's built. Those guys built it, these guys are building it, and then hearing the freshmen talk about it too, especially since we have a son who is a freshman. It's really, they know that they have to put in the work to be able to hang with you next year. I mean, you'll be back, you'll be graduated, but I think that's how you keep building and winning, Scott.
Definitely, and that video is up on the Tiger Talk YouTube page. People can watch it. Coach, were you surprised that Becca pulled this off, and what did you think when you saw the video?
I was mostly surprised. Becca sent me a text message earlier in the week on accident.
Yeah,
and it was a little video. And then she immediately texted me, "Do not watch that."
Yes.
And so I didn't watch it. I deleted the text, but I knew something was up. So I wasn't like floored, surprised, but it was a really cool gift, one of the coolest gifts that I've ever received. Because I'm not a fan of relishing in any kind of records or anything like that. But what the compliments I will take or the the attaboys I will take, especially from my players, the guys that played for us here, to hear from those guys and the kind words about the time that they had here as players was really, really special. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks, Scott. I know you had
Section 14.
that. So.
Yeah, you're welcome. I did tell Becca, man, can you one time text me about me instead of every text be another video about Nate? They kept coming in. I mean, I was feeling important, and then nothing for me. But yeah, everyone can watch the video. It is up on the Tiger Talk YouTube page. People seem to be enjoying it, and I thought it was moving. It was great to see all those players and see that they've gone on, and are successful. And to me, that's what matters more than winning is these boys becoming men. And that's what truly matters, making the Massillon community a better place. That's what we want to see. We want to win, especially this Friday, because we're playing against my niece's school, and I can't listen to her talk crap all week. So, we need to win. But we want these boys to grow up to be productive members of society, and that's what you're doing. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no doubt. My biggest dream for all of our guys is to graduate from Washington High School. And either go on to college or go get a job or go to the military, whatever it is, and go start your life and be really successful and meet a really pretty girl and start a life together. And when it's time to have kids, wherever you're at, say, you know what, I want my kids to be raised in Massillon just like I was, and I want them to come back here.
I like that. I keep trying to get my son to come back and be mayor because my grandpa was mayor of Massillon. And I keep telling him, you got to go back, go out. He's 25, little bit, come back, be mayor of Massillon. This is what I'm looking for. So I'm with you 100%.
Sounds like a plan.
So thank you, everyone. And make sure you subscribe to Tiger Talk so you get these. We're going to keep going. My playoff beard needs about 3 or 4 more weeks. It's coming in pretty good.
It needs a miracle grow.
But we need a couple more weeks.
He said you need miracle growth.
A little patchy there on the side, Scott. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. But a couple more weeks will do it. So
okay.
So keep
We'll
going.
keep going.
I like the effort.
Yeah, I do my part. I'm in section 14 cheering.
Yeah.
All right, till next time. TIG.
ERS.
The entrepreneurial spirit runs strong at Simon Says Promotions. That's why if you've seen us everywhere in downtown Massillon, it's because we're growing. Stop in and see our guys at Spirit of Stark on 409 Erie Street North. If you're in the spirit for that new look, head over to Studio Vibes and tell Allie the Stark Media Team sent you. We've rebranded the old checkered flag building at 256 Erie Street South as Simon Says HQ, featuring Copeland Paints, Brooklyn Rio Boudoir, Cherry on Top Logistics, Studio Vibes, and we are adding new tenants monthly. Speaking of new, have you seen what's coming out of the vault at the new Tiger store at 59 Lincoln Way East? New game day prints dropping weekly with new store hours. Trust me, they can't wait to see you. Check us out on social media and find out what's new, or for occupancy and employment inquiries, email simonsayspromotions@gmail.com today.